Hello and welcome to Mastermind Academics. In today's video, I'm going to take you through CESIM Bank Round 2. And before that, Mastermind Academics has some good news for you because we are offering tutoring services. So if you need help in CESIM Bank or any related simulation, text us on the email or the description or on the WhatsApp number. First and foremost, you need to go through the report before we make any decisions for this Round 2. So under the report, we are team green, and you can see these now the results for round 1. And team green, maybe we had a total income of negative 1,896. This means that we had a negative, and we are actually the lowest group in this simulation. So I've just been given the logins for this simulation, and I'm going to make decisions so that we can overcome this negative and start making profits. So after going through the report for the round 1 results, I decided to come up with decisions which will make us come back, repay the loan that we have, and so that we can start making profits in the simulation. So come with me back to the simulation so that I can take you through step-by-step decision making for the round 2. So back to the decisions, we need to go to the decisions, and then we have the outlook. So I've already gone through the outlook, and under the economy, the outlook simply shows you or maybe explains to you what's going to happen in the simulation in this round, or maybe it just gives you a prediction or an overview of what's going to happen in the simulation. So we have the economy part, the banking sector, and lastly the policy actions. So we shall go straight to the consumers because I've already gone through the outlook and gone through the report. So under the consumers, we have the demand deposits, and we have the interest offer in basis points. So the white cells are for the decision, the blue cells are for the maybe the predictions that we're going to make. So for the retail, I want us to use 45, and for the private, I want us to use 65. Down here we have the deposits, whereby, I said the blue cells are for predictions, but they are for estimation. So here we just estimate. So for this one, we shall maintain 5 and 5%. Next part is the fixed term deposits and also interest offer in 12 months. So for the 12 months, we shall give it 100. Shall give it 100. And for the private, we shall give it 115. And then for the retail and for the shall give it 5 for the retail, and also for the private shall give it 5. You can see there are changes for this round and for the last round. If you give it 5%, you shall see that there will be some improvement for this round. Under the interest offer for the 24 months, we are going to give it this one 150, and the second one we are going to give it 174. Shall maintain 5 and 5 for the changes, which are now the estimations. So after that, we can go to the top and check the predictions before we continue. And you can see that this round the interest income is 31,395, and last round it was 21,292. So we are making some moves. Next part is the credit products, and under the credit products we're going to talk about the pricing, and under the pricing we have the margin in basis points. So mortgage loans for the 12 months, we are going to give it 135. For the private, we're going to give it 95. Mortgage loans for the 5-year, we're going to give it 120. And for the private, we're also going to give it 120. That's for the retail 120, for the private 120. Consumer loans for the 12 months, we're going to give it 350. Also for the private, we shall give it 350. Credit cards for the 12 months, we're going to give it 410. And also for the private, we shall give it 410. Down here we have the net loan growth rate in percentage, whereby we shall just maintain it at 12, the estimation of 12. And on the other side we have the lending terms, whereby we have the expense to income in percentage. And first part we have the mortgage loans, and here we are actually going to give it 30%, shall just maintain. And for the consumer loans, we shall maintain it at 35. Next is the loan to value in percentage. The mortgage loan shall just give it 70%. You have the maturity, maximum maturity years for the mortgage loans. We shall just give it 25. And lastly, we have the salary multiple, whereby we have the credit cards, whereby you're just going to maintain it at 3. Down here, you have to make an estimation for the net charge-off, and for the net charge-off, we shall just maintain it at 0.2. Back to the top, we check our predictions. You can see that we are also still coming from the negative. You can see in the last round it was negative 1,051. At the moment it's 5,001. So continue making the decision. The last part of the consumers is the sales channels. And as the sales channels, we shall just make the consumer loans at 30 and the credit cards at 40. At 40. That's a decision because it's a white cell. And that's all about the consumers department. Next department is the business. And as the business, we're going to talk about the SME banking. And we have the SME and we have the corporate. So we shall start with the SME, whereby you have the deposits. And under the deposits part, we shall give it 15% for the estimation. And the interest based or the interest offer in basis points shall give it 50%. Scroll down, we have the loan terms. Loan terms, we have the credit rating. Remember, we have the AAA, AA, maybe triple B, double B, B, and lastly C. So the margin in basis points shall for this one shall give it 345. For double A, we shall give it 355. For single A, we shall give it 385. And lastly, for the triple B, we shall use 455. For the growth rate, we are going to maintain it the same for all of them. We are not going to make any changes for the growth rate. Also for the provision for loss, we are going to maintain it like that. Next part about the SME banking is the corporate. And another corporate we are going to maintain it. Remember, we have the service pricing, whereby you have the equity capital markets of transaction value. And for this round, we're going to maintain it at 10. We have the debt capital markets. We're going to maintain it at 5, just like the last round. And lastly, for the mergers and acquisitions of the transaction value, we're going to maintain it at 3. Advisory fee, we're going to maintain it at 150. And then down here for the revenue, we are going to make it something around 9,000. 9,000. And for the promotion, just 0. So after that, that's all about the business department. And also you can check our projections. You can see that our profit for the period is 7,710 from negative 1,051. So meaning we are making good moves at the moment. Next department is the investments. And as the investment department, we are going to talk about the services and the products, which are the investment management services. So under first one, which is the services, we have the retail and we have the private. So we are going to start with the retail one. And under the retail, we have the brokerage fees. And we shall just maintain the account at 2. Premium services, we shall maintain at 10. Transaction fees, we shall maintain at 1.50. Assets under management, we are just going to maintain the structured products at 10. Brokerage fees, we are just going to maintain it at 0.0, the estimation. Expenses also, we are just going to maintain the operating expenses at negative 2.0. Personal selling events at 0, media advertising at 0. So down here you can see the margin, whereby you can see that the profit margin is 465 for this round. And for the last round, it was 436. Right side, we have the private. And now the private, we have the portfolio management. And for the segment, we shall just maintain it at all potential customers greater than 100K USD dollars. And the management fees at 2. The advisory services shall maintain at 18. The brokerage fees, the premium services shall just maintain it at 10. Transaction fees at 0.50. Assets and under management, portfolio management, we shall just give it 20. Structured products shall maintain at 10. And the fees shall maintain it at negative 5.0. Expenses also shall maintain at negative 2.0. Going to the top, that's all about the services. Next one, the products. Under the products, we're not going to make any changes at this point. Shall just maintain it the same. So next department, the personnel. And under the personnel, we are talking about the personnel management. And here we have the retail, whereby you can see maybe if you're hiring, or maybe if in negative, in positive means you're hiring, in negative means layoffs, meaning that that's the number of workers that are leaving maybe the company. So at the moment, we don't want any layoffs because the company is still growing, and we need more workers in the company so that they can help us make more money and maybe grow more profit in the company. So we shall just maintain it at 80-30 for the SME, corporate 20, 25 for the investment, 15 for the products, and lastly 18 for the back office. Turnover shall just maintain it at 10%. On the right hand side, you have the personnel policies, and here we're going to talk about the wages, compensation, and you shall just maintain it at average wages plus 15%. You have other choices, but you shall just choose this. You have the performance pay, and at the moment we are using maybe the no performance based compensation. Also, you can use the modest performance up to 20% of the wages. And that's it. We have the management relations and HR department development, and here we shall use the periodic performance reviews and follow-up. We can also check our projections before we move. You can see that our projections for the profit is 65.29, so we are moving good. Next is the system and processes, and here we are talking about the customer service and process investments. And first part, we have the internet banking service, and for it, we shall just make it 100. We shall just maintain customer service also maintain at 100, and we shall use under the system development, we shall use the early adopter, and that's it about the system and processes. Next is the risk, and under the risk you have the risk management, and you have the risk management policies. And under the risk management budget, we are going to use 1,000 as our budget, and maybe overdue credit allocation, just maintain it at 10. So that's it about the risk part. Next, the treasury, and under the treasury, this plays a very important role in the simulation. So under the interbank lending, we're just going to use here 100, and you can see that we shall earn 125 basis points interest. For the treasury notes, shall just maintain it at 5 and 5%. For the foreign bonds, also maturity years 5 and 5% of the assets. And also down here for the long-term bonds, we shall just take 10,000, and for the subordinated debt, we shall take 15,000. So if we make no decisions we're going to make under the equity part, so after making those decisions, we can check our projections, and you can see that our profit for the round is 64.54 from negative 1,051. So this means that we have already overcome the negative that we had in the company, and at the moment we are hoping that we shall make good profit, in which we have already come out of the negative that we had. So if you need help in CESIM Bank or any related simulation, text us on the email in the description or on the WhatsApp number in the description, and we shall sort you out. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and like. Thank you so much.